So this piece that we're watching today is one of my favorite little short form narratives we've done. We had the idea to come up with these because, we do a lot of documentary style work, we do a lot of promotional film work, but something we felt was very lacking are these kind of bite-sized narrative pieces that kind of come in, make a point, and get out. And they're very accessible because they're only 3 to 5 minutes a piece. So you get a lot more views, you get a lot more traction on these. People can kind of watch them wherever. But at the same time, they're more than just surface level. They get a little bit deeper than that. They make a point and they kind of stick with you. So this piece in particular, we from concept until delivery of this piece was about 3 days. So not that long. The idea was that we could make these quickly and effectively and get them out. And so we had to do a few things in order to make that happen. First of all, we had to do enough pre-production to make sure that we had a fleshed out script. We had something that could come together quickly. We had to make sure that there were minimal locations. So we have the woods, we have out here in the cemetery. We had to do a little bit of location scouting to just make sure that the place was the right location for it. But we also had to make sure we had the right actors. We worked a little bit with the actors, obviously being 3 days between start and finish. We didn't have a ton of time. But we wanted to make sure that we had time to work with the actors to get their lines down and to have some chemistry there, especially because the actors that you see here are not professional actors. They're amateurs, but they performed incredibly well. In terms of equipment, we knew that we didn't want to have a bunch of lens changes throughout this piece. If you change the lens too many times, it just slows you down. There's also a question of which lens should I be using right now. So we wanted to shoot the whole thing on one lens. And really, when you're shooting it on one lens, it's really hard to beat our Cooke anamorphic lens. So it gives you, we did end up finishing it in 16:9 here, but it gives you these great, anamorphic flares. A very vintagey feel, and it also gets you really far in a really short amount of time, meaning that the colors reproduce well. The way that the sun flares out is really nice, so it helps us to get to a higher quality much quicker than, say, some other lenses. It also meant that in shooting these different angles, we could we just knew that we were sticking with that lens. So when we were going wide, we would just back up. When we needed to get really close, we'd walk it in. So there was less time preparing for each thing and more just, inherent knowledge of where we wanted to be and how we wanted to shoot it. Post-production was probably the biggest challenge when it came to this piece, just because we had shot a lot of different takes, and so we had to piece all these takes together in a way that was continuous, that looked great, and that flowed well, because you don't want to be taken out of a story, especially one that's this emotional. So really, I'm thrilled with the way this piece came together. It was super quick. And it didn't take all that much time from beginning to end, but I think that it really maintained a high quality, even with that short amount of time, because we were using the right tools and knew how to pare everything down into a small package.
Yeah, it's one of those things where he says he's disappointed in me. Like, he has the right to say he's disappointed in me. If you want to say something like that to me, you have to be on base, in person, talking to me.
Yeah, that sucks. At least he's not there to literally yell at you every day,
Yeah, no, I just hung up on him. Some days, I don't know. Your dad's still home on medical leave.
Hear that? Good, sounds like taps.
Yeah?
I'm gonna go check it out.
Okay. Is that Wesley?
Yeah. What are you doing out here, Wesley?
I'm here for my dad. It's his birthday today.
My dad was in that platoon.
He made it back though, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, we weren't even that close. Do you ever think of the last words you say to someone? Do you know what mine were? I hate you, Dad. The next day, they got hit. It wasn't a I love you or I'm proud of you, Dad. Can't wait for you to come. You don't know. You don't know what could happen. Life's too short for hate.
Thanks so much for watching our Catholic Filmmaking Breakdown. If you want to continue to learn from us on how we make our videos, click right over here. Or if you want to hire us to make you an awesome video, there's a link below to get in touch with us. Either way, I hope to see you real soon.